All right, welcome back to Top 5 Vinyl, where we show love to vinyl owners. Today I'm here with Jeroen. How's it going, sir?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me. I'm
Absolutely,
really honored.
absolutely. Thanks for being a part of this.
I'm really happy to do this.
Cool,
Um,
cool.
and, 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 and a big shout out immediately to Thick Crates who
Yes,
connected us.
yes.
So, Pete, thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for hooking this up because Dick Crates told me to reach out. I did, and that's how we're here right now. So good stuff. Appreciate that, sir.
Definitely.
Okay,
Definitely.
okay. Before we get started, I want everybody to like the channel, subscribe, do all that fun stuff you guys good at doing YouTube out there. So let's hit the rewind button. Did you grow up in a house with a record player?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Mm,
yes. And if I reminded correctly, I think several.
mm,
Uh, because I have to give a big shout out to my father, who was and still is heavily into music.
mm,
Not into vinyl no more because his total vinyl collection is over here.
mm,
And he was heavily into rock. He was heavily into the Beatles, the
mm,
Rolling Stones, Queen. I really grew up on listening to that music. So when I think back of our household, that was definitely a part of our household. Yeah.
mm. And
Yeah.
before I ask more questions, the viewers may hear an accent. Can you tell the people where you are right now?
Yes. I think you will hear an accent. I'm from the Netherlands.
Mm.
I'm from the south of the Netherlands. I'm from Eindhoven.
Ha.
So for the Dutch viewers, Eindhoven in the house. It's in the south of the Netherlands. It's not close to, well, it's like an hour and a half drive to Amsterdam, so it's not really that far, especially
Mm.
not for Americans. But the Netherlands is not that big. So yeah, that's me.
Nice.
Yeah, repping the
Cool.
Netherlands.
Gotta
Yep.
love the internet for making this happen. Appreciate this. Okay.
Exactly, exactly.
All
The
right,
world is a
cool.
lot smaller with the internet. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So back on topic though. So we actually touched on it briefly, but do you have a favorite record store that you buy records from?
Um, Yes, but I would say the internet.
Mm,
Uh, because I think if you're a collector for several years, you're starting to look for very specific things, and the internet is the way to find what you need. And sometimes you're lucky in the store.
mm,
If I had to answer your question, I would definitely say Amsterdam.
mm,
Amsterdam has a lot of cool record stores where they sell hip hop. I will talk about hip hop today, and
mm,
everything you see behind me, that's all hip hop.
mm,
Um, yeah, but you got like a bunch of cool record stores out there where you can
mm.
really find what you're looking for.
Nice. Okay. So basically,
Yeah.
let me ask you this one though. Is there a record, or let me not is there? What record don't you have that you're dying to get your hands on?
Ooh, which record do I have? Well, there's only one that I really want like to have, and that's the instrumental version to Mecca and the Soul Brother. Beat
Mm,
Rock and Feel Smooth. And
mm,
that's really rare. And if it pops up, it's really expensive. You have to think about like 1,000 to $1,500.
mm, mm, mm,
And I once saw it for £750, and I hesitated too long, and it was gone in minutes.
mm,
But that was the chance, that was the opportunity, which I
mm.
didn't take. But at the same time, that's a lot of money, right? So
Right, right.
that's how it works, and especially that interest in those rare records that really grew among collectors.
Mm, mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah,
All right,
Mecca and the
cool.
Soul Brother instrumental version on Electra Records. And
Hmm.
always look for the SOC stamp in the runout grooves. You know it's authentic.
It's official. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Um, of the top or of the five you're going to show, have you seen any of them perform live?
definitely. All of them.
Oh, wow.
All of them.
Okay.
Yeah, all of
Okay.
them.
That's a nice
But it's
flex.
easy, and I will explain why.
Okay, okay, okay. Um, how many record players do you think you've been through? How many have you owned, do you think, if you had to guess?
Probably easy to answer because I still have my original Technics 1210s.
Hmm.
I think that I already own them for 20 years.
Hmm.
I believe four. I had
Hmm.
like a second-hand Technics, and I had a Gemini record player. But I wanted two of the same, so eventually I got rid of those and bought two new ones.
Nice. All
So I
right,
would
cool.
say four. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. All right, cool. And with that being said, this is top five vinyl. Can you share the number five album that you have in front of you right now?
I can, but first, when I'm going to start with my number five,
Hmm.
I want to explain something because there's a reason why I collected the records I collected. Um, Back when I was a kid, I was like 12, 13 years old. I had this guy in my neighborhood who always used to make me tapes, and he taped like every genre for me. So I got like a lot of influences, like from Green Day to the Smashing Pumpkins. That's what I remember. To Dog Eat Dog. But at one time, this guy told me, "You still have a tape."
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I have a tape." I was very open-minded to a lot of music, and I think it took like 2 to 3 days, and that tape came back, and it said, it didn't say this, but it said on the cover, "Enter the Wu-Tang."
Mm, mm,
That was the moment that I totally went to hip hop.
mm,
So I'm not going to talk about Enter the Wu Tang because that's too obvious, but the rest of the records are connected to the Wu Tang Clan.
mm. Okay. Nice.
Um, the number one I would like to show, number five,
Right, right.
is a very rare instrumental version of the album of Capadonna, The Pillage,
Mm, mm-hmm.
right? And it's a 4 disc instrumental version.
Hmm.
And that's pretty rare because you don't come across that often that an instrumental record is made of 4 LPs.
Wow, wow.
And every LP has 2 instrumentals on both sides.
Mm,
And if you listen to Vic Crates, he told us that when it came to show vinyl, exactly the instrumentals they used during their shows, they wanted to make them of the best quality as possible,
mm-hmm.
right? And to do that, you're not going to put like 6 songs on one side
Right.
because the grooves will be smaller and the quality will be less.
Mm-hmm.
So we have like 2 songs on each side.
Wow.
But I asked True Master online because he was like one of the producers on this album. I asked him about the instrumentals, and he was not aware of the existence of these instrumentals.
Mm,
And the coolest thing about the instrumentals is that it contains a track which is not on the album,
mm,
and that's "Gotta Find a Way," which is
mm,
produced by True Master. And the diggers among us, they know that there is a bootleg 12-inch right here,
mm-hmm.
which says "Gotta Find a Way,"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's the vocal version.
Mm.
But the instrumental is not on there. You
Hmm.
can only find the instrumental on the show find. You can also see like the lyrical riddle for the ones who have this one. That's
Mm-hmm.
the a cappella to Milk the Cow for Milk the Cow, which is on the album.
Mm.
Um, so pretty rare. I've never seen anyone with 4 records. I know a few people who have like a part of it, like 1 or 2 records, but I've never seen the entire set.
Mm.
Uh, which is yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty
probably there are
impressive.
few in existence only.
Mm.
Uh, and on a lot of occasions you will only find like 1 or 2 records.
Right.
My advice is that if you ever come across these records and it's only 1 or 2, buy them.
Mm.
Don't hesitate, buy them
Mm.
immediately because
Mm.
they're very rare. Um, so that's a super rare track. Gotta find a way. Eventually, on the record, you find Young Hearts, and that's a track produced by RZA, which is not on these instrumentals. So I
Mm.
guess they might have like troubles with the sample clearance or something, and which that was the reason that it didn't end up on the final album. I don't know. True Master wasn't able to answer that.
Mm. Okay.
But yeah, that's definitely a cool one to
Yeah.
own. And I'm a big Wu Tang junkie, so this one really means a lot to me. Yeah.
Nice. All right, cool. So that's your five. Let's go ahead and take
Yes.
a look at your number four.
So this is my number four,
Mm.
and people will recognize this cover, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
Ghostface Killer Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is my favorite Ghostface album.
Mm.
And I know a lot of you will not agree with me. A lot of people will say Supreme Clientele was a better one. But I'm a big fan of RZA,
Mm.
and this album contains like a lot of RZA beats. And if you listen to a song like Wildflower, it's the second song on the album. That's one of my favorite tracks.
Mm.
That beat is such a typical RZA beat, where he's able to put like a couple of samples together, like five, six sounds that have a different origin, and then put them together and then make like a blend as if they belong to each other.
Mm. Mm.
And that's what I always loved about RZA Productions in the early days is that he was a true master in that. He was really a master in putting sounds together, and that this album is a real cool one. Um, but what the coolest thing is if you know an album like this, I start to look for um, rare things. I've never seen a test press of this album. I own the instrumentals, which became very rare as well. I looked it up last week, and they go for hundreds of dollars,
Mm.
and there's none of them online. That's not what I want to show. But if you're starting to look tracks of that album, you end up with something like this. And this is all that I got is you remix. And this
Mm.
remix is produced by DJ Mighty Mai, who was in your
Mm.
show as well.
Wow. Wow.
And you end up with Modeless Child. This is the
Mm-hmm.
test press of a 12-inch. Right. And if this is not rare enough, you can end up with the acetate.
Mm.
And this is a very special record because this is an acetate, and I'm having my earbuds in. But if you can hear it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds kind of hollow.
this is definitely another material.
Yeah.
Aluminum disc, um, which they made. This is basically a reference record. Sometimes they, if you read about it, they refer to it as a master disc. Sometimes a dub plate, another a term for it. Which was basically a very easy thing to make, like on the spot. They would make a reference record to see how it sounded,
Mm.
and if they were like, "Oh, this is a cool one," they would go to the factory.
Mm.
So this is a very rare joint. And the coolest thing about an acetate is that sometimes the mix is kind of different, right? There are differences in the original track, which ended up on the CD or on the LP, on the album, and the acetate. If you look closely, I'm going to show it if you're able to see it. It says "Ooh Ah Modeless Child,"
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which is a different name if you compare it to the
Album.
original version on the album, which is
Mm-hmm.
called Modeless Child. Also, if you take another look, it says Electra, and Electra was a part of Warner Music Group,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And the original 12-inch was on East West Records, which was
Mm-hmm.
also under uh, Warner Music Group.
Mm.
So I always like those details where you see Electra. He wasn't sound on Electra, right? But he
Mm.
was for that 12-inch. It was on East West. Um, yeah, this is definitely a collector's gem.
Yeah.
I really like to collect stuff like that. But I have another one, which was on the album, and that's Ghostface Killer Kamei, which is also produced by the RZA,
Mm-hmm.
and Monolith is also produced by the RZA.
Hmm.
The coolest thing about Kamei on this track is that the outro of the song is different than the one that appeared on the album.
Mm.
Um, and you hear the layers of the beat. And it's really cool. And it ends with the drums only, but you hear the layers of the sample and the drums, um, which is very unique to the acetate. If you compare it to the instrumental version and the instrumental version which is on here, there are differences in how the beat ends.
Mm.
So definitely a cool one.
Hmm.
If you take a look, it has the Sterling Sound jacket,
Mm-hmm.
which is the one you find for the acetate.
Mm.
Then you digging never stops. I also found, and now I realize that I want to show it, but this one is on Supreme Clientele.
Mm.
It's Block 50. This is a 10-inch acetate that's on Supreme Clientele. So
Mm-hmm.
when you dig, you find stuff.
Mm.
Also an acetate, and the acetate is one-sided, so the other side don't have grooves.
Hmm.
Sure.
Interesting. Okay.
But definitely, yeah, one of my favorite parts of the collection, Ghostface
Mm,
instrumentals, or the acetates to the Iron Man album. Yeah,
nice. All
yeah.
right, cool. That's your number four. Let's take a look at your number three.
This is a very special one, and a lot of people will be like, "Wow, this is a cool one." This is one of my favorite albums of all time, which is also a Wu-Tang album,
Mm,
and it's the test pressing for GZA Liquid Salt
nice.
with the press kit, the photo, and the press sheet. Um, yeah, this is a classic album produced by the RZA. The CD also contains Bible, which is not on the vinyl, which
Mm-hmm.
is a Killer Priest track, which was
Mm-hmm.
also on there, produced by Fourth Disciple. Um, but this, for me, this is like perfection, right?
Mm,
The first track until the end, the last track is like gold to me. Um, what does it look like? This is the second disc, and you'll read. You're able to see it,
mm-hmm. Yep.
and you will see investigative reports on
Mm-hmm.
top. This is this too. Yeah, this is a dope one. This is and I was lucky to come across it. Um, but this is the original test pressing to the album.
That's awesome.
Um, that's. I'm not sure if it's a one of one because usually they will make around like five test pressings, but I've never ever seen another copy of this of a
Mm,
test
mm,
pressing.
mm. Nice.
And take a look, it was on Geffen Records
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because all of the individual members they had different labels, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
was like
Hmm.
Genius Move by the RZA.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this this one goes within the grave for me.
That's funny. All right, cool. That's your number three.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and take a look at your number two.
My number two. My number two is also a very rare record. I've never ever seen another one. I know, well, I know someone else who owns it, but I've never seen like this. I've never seen in a store or online. This was the only one I was able to find. Let's see if you're able to find it. These are the instrumentals to Method
Mm-hmm.
Man,
To
the
Cal.
Cow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what's really special about this one is that it contains a track which is not on the album. There's a
Mm-hmm.
RZA beat on here that's not on the final album. The ones who visited the Gods of Rap tour, well, Wu-Tang was part of that. At the end of the show, Mathematics, the DJ, Wu-Tang's DJ, he plays the beat. He plays that beat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called on the label Synth Ion's Drop. And it's this typical like resurrector beat,
Mm-hmm.
super hard, like the horrorcore we used to hear on the Gravediggers albums.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas it also produced a few beats, especially that sound and that's that beat. Um, and I always like to find stuff where you uh, find music which you cannot find through online streaming services.
Exactly.
It has four beats on the A side. I fought three beats on the B side. And the coolest thing is that if you go back to Thick Crates, his episode,
Mm-hmm.
he shows you the instrumentals for the second Wu Tang album, Wu Tang
Right.
Forever,
Yep.
with the two on it. But there's a record in existence, and I know a guy in the Netherlands who has that. It says one.
Mm.
That's those are the instrumentals for Enter the Wu Tang.
Mm.
But there's also another beat on there that came from Method Man's first album, which is
Mm.
not on this one.
Oh
Right.
wow.
Super cool. It has those typical early red labels. Like you also, if you're a Wu Tang digger, you'll recognize maybe this style from the Sons of Man labels,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which has that same like red label with the white, with the black label with the with the red text on it,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Sons of Man logo. Well, this case is the Wu Tang logo. Yeah, this is really rare, and it's probably used for show vinyl
Mm.
purposes, for show
Nice.
purposes.
All
Yeah.
right, cool.
All right. But
All
if
right.
for Tikal, it's not rare enough.
Hmm.
I have another one, which appeared on Tikal, And everybody knows this track because it was the most commercial track of that album, which is
Mm-hmm.
All I Need,
Mm-hmm.
American
Mm-hmm.
Blood, right? But this is the acetate
Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
All I Need, right? It has the clean version, it's the Puffy remix, and the RZA mix on there,
Hmm.
right? Um, yeah, this is as rare as it gets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Method Man to Kill, which was my first album ever, which I bought on CD and later on LP.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes,
Nice.
to
And
Kill.
for the grand finale, what do we
Yes,
have
sir.
for number one?
The number one album for me of all time, is
Mm,
Raekwon, Only Built for Cuban Links,
mm,
right?
mm,
For me, this is the one, right? I have the Jizz on my number three, which is impressive, but I've always liked Cuban Links over Liquid Swords.
mm-hmm,
I'm a true fan of the Raekwon Ghostface combination. That's that's it for me, you know. And then the ruggedness of those beats and the features on there. It's Nas appears on there. Um, from the start, like the intro, right, where Ghost and Ray are talking.
mm-hmm,
That's it. That's
mm-hmm,
how that sounds, and the samples which they used from The Killer, the movie, John Woo movie,
mm-hmm,
is is amazing to me,
yeah,
and that this is like everything fits together. And nowadays, and that's maybe because I'm 44. I don't know. You get like an 8 or 10 track album, and it doesn't really feel like an album.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
But this is a story. I feel this is a soundtrack or some sort of movie.
yeah,
Everything fits together like perfectly. So this is definitely my number one, and I don't believe that another album will replace number one. This is it. Yeah. From the art, right? I love the art. This
oh
is
yeah,
like the early Wu Tang. Um, yeah, this is it.
mm,
Fully produced by the RZA. But Harold, there is always something, and Big Brace referred to this record in his video. I've looked a long time for this one, and those are the show vinyls, the instrumentals to this
mm,
album,
mm,
right?
mm, mm-hmm,
Look, look at the title, how it's named. This is the original instrumental record. It's a 2 LP record, is the other one. And they even have different catalog numbers,
mm,
right? I have Wu Tang 11 right here. This is Wu Tang 12 right here.
mm,
There we go.
okay,
Um, I've once seen one other version of this, like one disc. And what I need to mention is that I had to find them separately. I found them
mm,
separately.
mm,
So I think there was like 1 year in between,
mm-hmm,
and I found this
mm,
too. Um, and like I said, my advice, whenever you come across a record like this and you have the money because they're
mm,
expensive, um, cop it, cop them. You won't regret it. It's the quality of these records. The sound is amazing. Um, Raekwon once mentioned in an interview that he thought they were all destroyed.
mm,
So you're very lucky if you find one. And I know a Dutch guy who has 2 pairs of these records,
mm.
right? Super, super rare. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite album of all time. And I'm
Yeah,
really proud and happy that I own these albums. Yeah,
that's awesome. All right, cool. Well, I want to thank you so much for sharing your Wu-Tang collection with me. That's amazing.
I was really happy to do that.
Of course. And thank you for being a part of this one more time.
No worries. No
Yeah,
worries.
man.
Thank you for having me. And I really enjoy your show. So keep it up.
Appreciate it.
And I hope more and more people are becoming enthusiastic to check it out. And
Mm.
I will definitely spread the word out here.
Thank you so much. Cool. We'll talk
No
soon,
worries.
man.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.